Tuesday, November 16th, 2021, Monaco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. So this morning, we had some pretty good data. And despite the fact that it's difficult to trust government statistics, I think UK employment data was pretty good. People were concerned that there would be a big drop in employment or a rise in unemployment after the furlough scheme was discontinued. But it looks like the numbers were quite good. It's going to give the Bank of England another reason to raise rates in December, just before Christmas. But apart from that, though, I see headlines out there, and those of you who live in the UK have probably seen it over the last 24 hours. And also in countries like Austria and the Netherlands, we're seeing very draconian measures in relationship to the health crisis. And I usually don't cover this health crisis, but I think it's important now to do it. I think it could have a huge impact on the economy because they're creating what even the Daily Telegraph is calling an underclass. And it's a big underclass. I think it's bigger than they want us to realize, because they're trying to force something on the people. I'm not going to say what it is. It's over here, right? And there are a lot of people who are saying, even people who have been had this twice are now saying, no, this is enough. So yeah, it's all very uncertain, I would say. And when there's uncertainty like that, the economy gets hurt, because economy is run by people. And I think people are getting concerned about what's going to happen. So you see this article here. I'm not going to read out the headline, but yes. And yesterday, of course, we saw this kind of statement from the Prime Minister here. The new mantra is get a booster to save Christmas. And I think people are starting to get angry. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about today. We've had a lot of economic problems because of lockdown, because of many things, because of all the government spending, all the money printing by central banks. They've created supply chain problems. All the lockdowns, all the restrictions, regulations has created rising prices, shortages of everything. And I've said many times in the past that the symptoms of hyperinflation, one of them is social unrest, people not trusting their governments and the people in power anymore. And I feel there is a lot of that. Yes, we're told that a lot of people here are okay with what's going on, but I think the proportion is a lot less. We see that in Austria, for example. They've locked down Upper Austria. It's a state of Austria. And I think over there, less than 60% of the population has had this thing. And they've locked down people that haven't had it. Yes, they're still allowing them to work and go shop for food. But it's ironic here. It says, as you can see by this headline, Austria lockdown for the unvaccinated is unenforceable. Well, and this is coming supposedly from a far-right fascist. That's what the mainstream considers the Freedom Party in Austria, because they want people to be free. They're saying it's unenforceable. Isn't it ironic? Things are getting very crazy. And there is no freedom, of course, without economic freedom. So yes, we've had pretty good employment data in the UK, but under the surface, I think there are problems out there. Don't forget Evergrande. I mean, many people have, think that's oh, everything's okay. They've paid those coupon payments, those for those bonds, but I'm not convinced. I've just seen a story on Zero Hedge. It says China fights big Delta outbreak. So what better way to control the public if we have a problem with the housing real estate in China than a big Delta outbreak? And China being the provider of so many goods to the world, the supermarket or the, how can I say, the factory to the world. Many businesses in the West, they need parts from China, or many businesses import food products from China. It's going to be another problem. So what is the end game? Well, I'm not really sure. Some people say they want to bring everything down so they can bring universal basic income and modern monetary theory. That is possible. A lot of people are speculating that's why they want to get rid of Jay Powell, because he's not prepared to do that. Maybe Brainard is prepared to do that. I've seen Jay Powell say that central bank digital currency is something that needs to be decided by the legislators in Congress, because it would require legal changes. And can you imagine that going through now with what's happening politically? I can't. So if they bring someone in like Brainard or Stephanie Kelton, who's supposed to be the queen of MMT, they might be able to put that through. And they could use emergency powers to have the Federal Reserve issue central bank digital currencies without Congress approving it. So there's so much going on right now, so many mixed messages, and now with Christmas approaching, it looks like they're trying to coerce us here, especially in the UK, to get the third or the booster, or else you're going to be a bad boy or girl and you're not going to have any Christmas, no presents. You won't be able to see your family. And I think that could be a huge problem. And they could use that as an excuse. They could blame us, the people. And now I think I've heard of a lot of people who have had to, who don't want to get the booster. So they have like a scapegoat, because as I said, I think all's not well with the economy. We haven't even talked about all the rising prices of all the basic necessities. And yes, people have maybe found more jobs in the UK in the last 6 weeks or so, and good for them. But a lot of these jobs are not very high paying jobs. And I don't expect prices to drop anytime soon. If anything, they're going to continue to go higher. So what do we do in this situation? Well, just personally, I just try to ignore a lot of what's going on. I am fortunate, my wife and I, that I don't work for anyone, that I don't need this procedure to do what I need to do. But I've noticed as well now that The Prime Minister said if you don't have the booster, you won't be able to travel. You won't be able to. I mean, that's quite outrageous. You won't be able to go abroad. And as many of you know, the British like their holidays. They like booking 2 or 3 holidays a year. It's something that my wife and I never really were too much into, even though we do like to travel. But so right now, life's on hold. Freedom is on hold. And as I've said, one way to fight them, I've said this many times, and that is withdrawing support for the financial system. And how do you do that? Well, you take your money out of the system and you put it into, or your fiat currency, I have to say, and you put it into real money outside the system if you can. Every little helps. 10, 15 years ago, if I came out on YouTube and spoke about sound money, gold, silver, fiat currency, people wouldn't have known. But now I think people are waking up, and hopefully you will share this video far and wide so people can listen or hear an alternative message of how to maybe fight these people, because the people in charge are the same people who run this financial system. That's what people need to understand. The bankers really are in charge. They have control of the money supply. They can buy almost everyone, and they've been doing that for well over 100 years. Here in the UK, for maybe 300 years. It's ingrained. But with that, let's quickly look at where the markets are. It's 8:20 a.m. London time. Billy and I have been getting up earlier lately. We go for a walk. He has his breakfast. It's a beautiful day today. It looks like the sun is going to come out. Still pretty cold. But anyway, we've got spot gold, 1865.30. That's up $2.50. High has been 1869. So I think that was the high on Friday. That was the high yesterday, around 1869, 1870. So at least we know where the line in the sand is right now in terms of resistance in the short term. Low is 1856 overnight. Silver underperformed yesterday. It's picking back up a little bit here, but not that much. It's only up 6 cents at 25.11. High has been 25.22. The low has been 25. The stock market, the Dow futures is down 5. The Nasdaq is up 5, and the S&P future is unchanged. So stock market fairly quiet here. The FTSE is up 13 at 73.54. To the currencies, to the fiat currencies, or the Forex report, sterling is a little stronger this morning. It's up 0.25%. It's on the back of these employment numbers that were a little better than expected. We're at 134.50. The euro is unchanged at 113.70. And I looked at the price of gold in euros, the chart yesterday, and it's looking very good. Even in sterling, we've come off a little bit, but that they're all still looking like they're breaking out. The dollar is up slightly versus the yen at 114.24, up 0.1. The dollar is down about 0.1 versus the Chinese yuan at 637.57. Aussie dollar is unchanged, 73.42. And the Kiwi dollar is down 0.2% at 70.30. To the commodities now, WTI crude is up almost 1%, back above 80 at 80.50. High-grade copper is unchanged at 4.40. Natural gas is up almost 2%. At 5.16. So quickly have a look at some of the agricultural or soft commodities. I see that coffee yesterday made a new high, recent high, so it's continued to go up. I spoke about coffee and the other soft commodities on my live stream on Sunday. So yeah, coffee looking very bullish, unfortunately for those who like their coffee. Let's have a look at wheat. Wheat as well. Yeah, it's quite firm, so there's no abating for the commodities, soft commodities. Look at cotton. Cotton's kind of stalled a little bit, but near the highs as well. I think we looked at oats as well. Yeah, oats have come off a little bit, but yeah, commodities still remain, especially now the agricultural commodities seem to be breaking out. So that's not good news either, of course, as far as the cost of living is concerned. So before we finish off here, just quickly look at the 10-year yield. The 10-year yield is actually moved higher from yesterday morning. I think we were around 155. So yesterday we saw a rise in yields, a drop in bond prices, and we're at 161 right now, and that's down 1 basis point overnight. U.S. Treasuries, they don't just trade when the U.S. market's open. They trade 24/7 because, yeah, the U.S. Dollar is still the reserve currency, and a lot of countries around the world hold treasuries, so they have to buy and sell it almost 24/7. So there you go. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. Please share it far and wide. Think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't yet. And make sure you hit the little notification bell as well to be notified of all my new videos. I make a video every day. And yeah, you can also follow me on Rumble, Twitter, Facebook, and all these other platforms below here. I wish you all a great day. Take care. Bye.